Hey gang, Scott here. I got some notes for you on working with NoNoise and integrating it into your ON1 Photo RAW workflow. If you're an ON1 Photo RAW centric user, some notes for you about when you would want to start working with NoNoise. A couple of things that I've noticed where you kind of want to do it really early, if not the very first thing. And I'll show you why in this video. But real quick, if you are thinking about adding any of the ON1 products to your toolkit, plugins, Photo RAW itself, check the show notes. I have an offer code. It will save you money on any purchase up to 20%, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. It saves you money, gives me a little bit of support as well so I can do more videos like this. So let's have a look here at NoNoise workflow in Photo RAW. I have this photo here, which if I take a look at the details of, it's shot at a higher ISO, 6400. So there is definitely some noise out there. If we zoom in and look around at the sky, and we can really start to see the grain that's in there. And this is a prime candidate for using NoNoise to reduce that grainy look. But normally, what happens with a workflow in ON1 or any RAW editor, a lot of us photographers, the first thing we'll do is we'll go into tone and color and adjust the basic. Set the profile, do the auto button, and in many cases for ON1, lens corrections is already turned on. So we come in here and we do something like this. We just say AI auto, set some things. I've already got my lens corrections on. Great. Now I want to get into my noise and sharpening because I know I have noise in this image. So I hit NoNoise AI, it zooms me in, and immediately you can already start to see a problem. Okay, now look at the horizon there, right? This horizon line is already like skewed and thrown off. And sometimes that can make it more difficult to figure out what's happening with the noise reduction. In a large screen like this, a little less of a problem. If you're working on a laptop, I've noticed this to be even more difficult to make out the detail and the changes. But it's really like, notice this big shift going on, and that visually is kind of throwing me off. It's like, well, what's the noise reduction really doing for me? So what I will advise is to start with your noise reduction. If you know you have a photo that's shot at a high ISO and you've got noise you want to eliminate, start with no noise and don't do anything else. And in fact, turn off lens corrections. So let's do a couple things here. Let's reset that. We'll reset tone and color. And just to prove the point, so I've got no changes to tone and color. I still have my lens corrections on. I go back into no noise. This is going to be better. I can see what's going on a little bit better. Let me turn on my split view. I'm not sure what happened there. Where, okay, better, but I still have that visual jump. And I don't know, for me, that bothers me. That throws off my eyes, and I'm not able to pay attention as much to what's going on with the grain. So one more time, we'll reset that. And now I will turn off lens corrections. You'll see that big jump, right? Lens corrections are on, lens corrections off. I still have this distortion. No problem. Non-destructive workflow. I can fix this at any point. I'll start with my NoNoise AI work. Get NoNoise loaded up here. Turn back on my split preview. And now it is much easier for me to see what's going on with the noise. As I move, I can see it in the sky very clearly, but more importantly at those visual areas like this little bit of rock here. It's just so much simpler for me to visually gauge, are my noise reduction settings correct, incorrect, did it need a little more work? And in this case, maybe I'll add a little bit of extra detail just to keep those rocks and a lot of the foam and stuff going on in the ocean. The settings aren't as important for the purpose of this video. It's all about turning off everything else, turning off those lens corrections, especially if those are set in your preferences to be enabled all the time. And then once you're happy with the noise, great, apply that. Go ahead and turn your lens corrections back on, get on into your tone and color, do your auto work, and move on with the editing of the photo. So that's the tip. At the end of the day, all of these things are non-destructive. This is not a technical limitation of any way, shape, or form of NoNoise. It's really your ability to see what's going on. And you'll notice this most with wide angle photos where there's more that the lens corrections need to do. But if you've applied a healthy amount of adjustments and then start doing noise reduction, it may be a little more challenging to see. So I'll advocate starting with your noise reduction as one of the first things you do when you're in Photo RAW for those photos that need that level of correction. Hope you found the video interesting. Any other questions, go ahead and drop them below. And until next time, my name's Scott Davenport. Have fun.